Hey guys, Avatar here, welcome back. We've got another Hawken loadout to bring to you guys today. A G2-Raider has been released. Interesting stuff, very interesting stuff. A lot different than what they did last time around. They switched things up actually quite a bit. First and foremost, they took it from a B class to a C class, so it's heavy, obviously. The weapons themselves are actually different now. They didn't just give a dual, if they were following the same footsteps as the G2 Assault, they would have gone with a dual reflak, but they actually went with basically a T32 Bolt XT and a Corsair KLA XT. The Corsair is basically, honestly, what the Corsair used to be for the Raider before the recent April update, and the T32 Bolt is basically just a slightly upgraded version. Works a little different, but we'll show that in action momentarily. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this bad boy will get you, or I should say how you should build this bad boy. Of course, knowing me, I'm all about that offense, so I went ahead and got a Mark III high explosive charge, as well as a repair charge. For internals, I went with a power surger. They have a new ability with the G2-Raider. It's the same blitz ability, but it actually increases like movement speed as well. So it's kind of cool. So kind of want to have a little bit of synergy with the power surger there. As well as, I might be a noob for doing this, but I love shock coils. I mean, they only take one spot up, and I just always hate that pesky 12 damage you hit from not boosting right before you hit ground. And then also an advanced armor fuser, just because, I like to play around Team Deathmatch a lot, so getting those kills gets you some nice HP armor back. Can't complain. So, the good old G2-Raider. Let's go ahead and see what this bad boy can actually do, shall we? While we wait to queue up here, I want to mention a few things. They also did I don't know if I call it a hotfix, but they changed the Grenadier around a little bit. His ability now is artillery shots, which basically just increases his damage for explosive, really just overall damage, and explosive radius, I should say, for a short duration, taking away the whole idea of using the turret mode, which they think is necessary because a lot of different C classes really just don't need the turret mode. So that's their take on it. So, oh my god, this is a horrible game to jump into, so I guess we will see just the basics of it. You see the T32, it kind of feels the same, not gonna lie. As we have 20 seconds left here, let's talk about the Grenadier a little bit more. But I think it's a really good thing, because I like to play the Grenadier a lot, and it's awesome being in turret mode and just like chunking pucks at everybody. But when you have the whole get in turret mode, get out of turret mode, it kind of seemed to be a big hindrance. So now that's just an active ability where you kind of go supercharged for a few seconds. I think it's cooler. I think it fits the overall playstyle better as well. So it's interesting to see them shying away from that. Very interesting. But enough about the Grenadier. Let's get back to the mech at hand, I should say. The good old G2-Raider. I am super pumped for this mech because it's giving me a lot of hope. I think when the G2 Assault was announced and released, people were a little bit pessimistic, if you will, about the whole fact that they are basically releasing a mech that is almost the exact same as the hull of which it's based off of, but it just has two Vulcans. And when they released it, both the Vulcans were kind of weak in comparison. Now, of course, they hotfixed that a few days later, as we know, so now it's kind of just a short-range beast. But it was still very, very similar to the Assault, the generic Assault. Now, the G2-Raider, as we can see here in a moment, is, I don't want to say it's completely different, but it's I mean, you're going from a B class to a C class, so right there it tells you that they're, they mean business. So hopefully down the line, as we start seeing more G2s come out, they're just completely different, and I'm very excited to see that. Like, let's start thinking about what a G2 Scout would look like, or a G2 Sharpshooter. I mean, think of the possibilities that those things really would involve. It seems pretty interesting, if you ask me. As far as the loadout itself, it's a little bit sad that they keep releasing these with only basically 2 weapons. Well, just the 4 of us, that's fine. better commentating, I guess. So, I mean, it's weird that they released it just with the 2 weapons. It's, you know, like all these mechs, it's going to cost you about $10 or so of real money if you go that route to actually purchase it. I think it's worth it, personally. I mean, I have all the mechs, and it's just, I love just switching back and forth. So, just like the normal Raider, you can change your Corsair here back and forth. It's pretty much the same. It might look a little different. Damn, did that look different? Let's see. It might look slightly different. As you can tell, the fire rate is exactly the same as it was before. So I feel like they might have done that perfect. They're like, oh, let's make the normal Raider fire a little quicker, but do a little bit less damage, and we're gonna make the G2-Raider have the exact same weapon. So we'll see what happens. I think this is gonna be probably a little bit more balanced than the G2 Assault was. So I think you might not see much of a hot fix coming up, like they did, like they had to do with the Raider. Or I should say the G2 Assault. But let's see. I will tell you, I kind of suck with the G2-Raider. It is an acquired taste. One weird thing I will comment on is you can see how bloody slow I am. If you use the Blitz ability, it increases your speed, but it's like, it's weird because it's like you're a C-class mech, right? So, I mean, I feel like if you want that speed, maybe you're gonna pick a Vanguard or something, or just not pick a C-class at all. But hey, I'm not gonna argue that with them. Let's go ahead and see if we can't kill some people here. Now, as much as I've always liked the Raider, I've never really been that great with them. So, obviously that's going to carry over into the G2 version. And the question is kind of like, what purpose does, oh crap, the G2 really serve in this? You know, without the turret mode, I mean, you got a lot of armor, you're a big bruiser, but oh my god, really? Come on, bro. Oh, yeah, we're getting destroyed. I'm getting destroyed. But I mean, that's the ultimate question: is this mech worth buying right now? And again, is it worth the $10 overall? I think if you like it, yes. The question is do you like it? Right? It's a very, I feel like it's a slow mech. I don't know if I necessarily see the value in it. I think they might have zigged when they should have zagged as far as making it a C-class mech. Maybe they should have made it an A-class mech. I think maybe, I mean, maybe that would be too much like the like Scout or the Berserker even. But I mean, I'm just kind of getting eaten alive here. It is not pretty. My cluster bomb man is about to, yeah, okay. And this guy clearly flanking me from behind, so yeah. So maybe this video will be a wake-up call for you guys to just see how bad you get flanked. Jesus. Let's see what else we can accomplish here. I have to admit though, my initial reaction was, wow, a C-class mech. Let's just, without being shot at, let's see how fast this ability really makes us. Huh, interesting. So it appears to be legitimate just run speed, not necessarily actual boosting and run speed. Yeah. I don't like the damage. In case you're wondering how much damage they actually do, or I should say the bolt does, it's actually 50 damage per projectile, with a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 8. Let's see what else we can do here. It's my biggest question for this mech is, when is this mech going to be viable, right? Because I mean, that's ultimately what you want to ask yourself when you decide to pick a mech you want to play, is when is this mech going to be useful for me, in what situation, in what scenario? And then you have to ask yourself, is there another mech that fits that job or does that job better? And that's where I think they might have really missed the mark here with this with this guy is, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but this is kind of unfair. But I mean, let's be realistic here. I mean, with this weapon set, this isn't a long-range weapon set. Okay. I mean, of course, you're talking, okay, you're a C-Tech, maybe if you have a technician on your butt or something like that, it's something, but, I mean, it does a lot of damage, but, I mean, you're just no match mono versus some of these bigger mechs because you don't have the damage output that other C-Mechs can really do. You know, other C-Mechs like the Vanguard or even the Brawler or the Rocketeer, they have enough damage, like, in your face burst to beat out those other guys. And this is just so, it's just so static and just so, like, not only that, but I mean, let's be honest, the actual skill ceiling on a G2-Raider is pretty freaking high, because you're talking about your Corsair weapon. I mean, the reload speed on it is 3.75 seconds. So I mean, you miss one shot, buddy, you are going to be in a world of pain, because I mean, for a Raider, before you could kind of, you know, get the hell out of dodge if you had to, hypothetically, in that situation. You could be like, oh crap, let me hit blitz and let me get out of there. Oh crap. But in this situation, as you just saw, there's really not much you can do to get. Wow, if I knew he only had 4 HP, I would have actually tried killing him. But you can't really get out of situations that well. Now, those are just my thoughts on it. Hopefully, my display of the G2-Raider will help you make your own decision on if you want to purchase them or not. Albeit, maybe it's my poor display of the G2-Raider, but you never know. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if we see not necessarily a hot fix in a couple days, but overall, if we see maybe a slight buff to it. He just doesn't feel on the same level as other C-Mechs right now. Again, it might be my playstyle, so take it all with a grain of salt. But you know, right now I feel like I could be a lot more beneficial if I'm a Vanguard or if I'm a Brawler or even a Grenadier than it's just the loadout, honestly. The T-32 bolt to me has always seemed to be I don't want to say inadequate, but I would say a subpar weapon. Bottom line, subpar. I like the armor. I mean, it's a lot of armor. But I have a question for you guys. Have you ever really considered the Raider to be big and heavy? Like, I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of scratching my head on what their kind of game plan was here. Let's try flanking, even though that's a horrible, horrible idea. When I think of Raider, I think of quick hit-and-run tactics, right? I think you get in, you do your damage, you get out. If you can get the kill, great. If not, you're kind of almost disrupting them, right? I mean, it's a Raider, even though it's a B-class mech, it's quick, it's nimble enough. You are not this in the G2-Raider. You are, by all means, not that. I mean, you can do a ton of damage, as we can see with the Corsair, but, I mean, it's not any different than it used to be on other Raiders, so I don't know. Oh shoot. Get out of here, kid. I mean, I guess the bolt can be pretty pricey early or close range. And it's always nice to kill them like that, but those are the times you ask, well, wouldn't necessarily a Grenadier or oof. The T-30 Bull is getting close with a little support, and maybe we might start changing our tune a little bit. But, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if I was a Vanguard, I was throwing grenades around and a submachine gun, I'd probably be doing a little bit better. But, I think that's a story for a different day. It's a different conversation, for sure. See what else we can accomplish here. now only 2 kills now. How sad is that? Well, at least I'm not, like, horribly 0 and whatever anymore. Probably won't get off of my negative, but at least I'm contributing. Haven't seen a lot of G2 Raiders lately, so hopefully this will get some of you to maybe pull the trigger or not pull the trigger, as the case may be. Just shooting. Oh! Oh, man. Got the assist, though. Maybe he's just a... Just a support C-class. Maybe we can just chalk it up to that. I don't know. Just kind of getting a little bit fun towards the end there, but... Wow, lost by 1 kill. How sad. That's alright, though. I'll take or leave it. I think what you see is what you get with the C-class G2-Raider, guys. I mean, you got some close-range power there, so... Just make that call yourself. I don't know what to tell you. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.